and that dip is going to be a buy. November 1st week is when stocks, you want to buy the dip because the stock. Hey, welcome back to Investing Insights with Ben. I have some updates for you guys. Last video, things so far has gone pretty much the way we've discussed in the videos. Last time I said that the October 26th there could be a short-term upside, which there was, but it only lasted for like a day or two, and then prices came right back down. And then I mentioned that November 1st week is when the pullback can start, and both in crypto and stock market. But it'll almost look like towards the end of October the pullback started. So remember, the long-term cycles are more important and more accurate, and that the short-term cycles, when they call for, and even in the long-term cycles, when they call for a pullback, even the bullish phase, sometimes that can end up just going sideways as well. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if let's say I said October 26th was a bullish, short-term bullish, and it only lasted 2 days, but we expected it to last a week, you gotta look at the stochastic RSI, and if it starts turning down, which if you look at it, the daily and the 4 hour, they're both turning down. That means you don't want to stay in the market. When it starts turning down, you don't want to be long in stock market or crypto market. That's for the short term. So that's what I did. I took profits. Now I discussed a couple of coins with you guys like TAO and Zcash, and I'll tell you, I actually ended up selling Zcash, and I sold it. We hit it from somewhere around 150 to like 200 plus. I think I mentioned it too in the last video, and then it came back down. We bought back again, and then we rode it to 350-ish, and then we ended up selling all of it on 350 average. Well, right now it's about 400, but I'm still holding on to TAO because TAO is not showing any signs of turning around. It will. TAO is one of those tokens that I will always keep a small position, and I'll sell it when I know bull run is done, and then I might just keep it and hold it through the bear market as well, because some of these tokens, they don't care for bear market. Behind it is because TAO has some very high level institutional backing, and right now the market is only 4.5 billion or something close to that, maybe let's say 5 billion. That thing can go to 50 billion in no time. That's a 10x from here, and that's bare minimum case. As Bitcoin and crypto keeps doing well for next few years, which I expect it to, regardless that I'm expecting a bear market next year. If you want to hold it for 5 years, TAO is going to do really, really well. And that's my opinion. That's it's not a financial advice, so be careful. What's our next move now? Market's next move, what am I expecting, is that we're gonna start, there's gonna be some chop. I have actually I traded some shorts, I closed them and I opened back up again. These are shorts in stock market, so I trade the futures, and I shorted the S&P 500 and took some profits, and then I opened small position again because I plan on averaging. So if, let's say, into the 3rd, the 5th of November, like basically next week, if it goes up, if the market goes up, then I am going to add my shorts, and these are just basically hedges. A lot of times I end up making good money on shorts because if you're accurate on your timeline, you end up taking profit, and almost always have closed my short positions in profit. And I told you, I've been sitting in cash mostly. I have some long positions in strong stocks, but took profits, or even some cases I took some losses as well. Just balancing the portfolio out, just keeping it in cash, because I don't want small losses to turn into big losses. So you got to take what you have off the table to keep a bigger cash position. This is a trade. Like I'm basically trading these stocks. I'm not investing in those term. The ones that I'm investing in longer term, I still have those. So the goal is that we're gonna buy the dip in November. So I told you November 3rd was one of the dates that is coming up in cycles, and the other date is November 9th. So watch out some pivots on these two dates, November 3rd and November 9th. Somewhere around that time frame, you could start seeing a pullback. I'll make a video again if it hasn't happened by November 3rd. We can discuss what's the possibilities in November 9th. Maybe the cycle's changed a little bit. I actually have some more work to do on that topic as well. Overall, what I'm trying to say is first 10 days of November, we can see a pullback. It can go into November 20th, right around that frame. And when that time frame comes, there's going to be, basically during that time frame, if you have any stocks that are hitting some target levels to the downside, then I would start taking positions, long positions in those stocks. And same thing for crypto. Now, crypto is actually a different story, and I'll tell you that in a minute. For stocks, you want to buy the dip because the stock market's going to go back up. It could go slower into December, but then December into the more bullish phase. Make sure you position yourself, and hopefully you make a lot of money. As far as crypto, Bitcoin and some of the smaller coins, they are showing the same time frame as stock market, that they're going to pull back first 10 days of November 3rd, November 9th, one of those two dates, and into November 20th, and there it could start coming back up. I'm actually starting to see buy orders coming in as well at lower level, struggling to get above 111, 112. So there's institutional level orders that are coming in at 104, 102. But I honestly think right now the 200-day simple moving average is around 97, 98,000. Very good possibility that we actually go to that level, and we might actually go even lower than that. If I had the chart in front of me, I look at the liquidity, where the liquidity is. I think it was I discussed there was liquidity above the $80,000 level. I'm thinking that there's a possibility that the wick could go lower. So not to $80,000 level, but if the moving average is at 97, 98, there's a possibility the wick could go down to 90, 92, somewhere around that level. So if you have enough money, you wanna play, what I'm planning to do is I have orders stacked way to $100,000 level. If I get filled only at above K, I'm happy because those are my heavier positions. The lower positions are lighter positions because I don't know if they're going to get filled or not, and I don't want the money just sitting there. So that's the plan with that. Now, TAO and Zcash are showing signs that they could turn around as well. With the coins like this, with the momentum, with the backing from institutions, sometimes they break cycles, and then the cycles have to reset. So I'm not sure what I would do if you're sitting in profit, maybe take some off the table, so if it falls, you at least took half of the profit off into that time frame, and then you want to get back in, you can. That's my plan. I took some profits off, like I said, and I'm gonna, hopefully if fall, then I can get back in again. But there's a different story to crypto. There are tokens like Ether, there's tokens like HBAR, Solana, a bunch of other alts, layer ones that have been there for more than 1 4-year cycle. And these guys are looking very good. They are not showing signs of even a pullback in that time frame. So they're showing there's no pullback coming in November. Now, what that really means is they're closer to the bottom. And let's say right now, Ether has already been to $3,600-ish level. And right now it's at close, it's like 3850. But a very good possibility it'll actually go visit the 200-day moving average, which is around $3,400 level. I don't remember, but you can check that. So if it goes to that level, I'll be buying. I'm a buyer at that level. Again, like I said, they're showing signs for a huge dip. But this is crypto. In a few seconds, you can see Ether go down to 2,500 level and then come right back up and sitting at 3,500 within an hour, within half hour. So anything is possible. But what I'm doing is I have some positions in these alts and I'm not selling. So I'm not just sitting on cash. I still have about maybe 25% portfolio in crypto, and then I have the rest of it in cash. And then for stocks, same 25%. Close to that, not exactly, but I'm sitting mostly in cash. I am opening hedges. I'm not shorting Bitcoin or anything in crypto, but that's up to you. You want to do that. It could be profitable. I just don't like how fast the prices when they start going up, and if you're wrong, then you just it's a struggle to get out of shorts. Sometimes it's much easier than crypto, because crypto moves too fast. So yeah, let's let's talk in a week or so. I'll give more updates, but this is the game plan. There's a dip expected, and that dip gonna be a buy. I'm planning to buy it with both hands, so I hope you will too.